What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. My name's Chris. I'm going to be your host for today, and if you haven't heard yet, we have been selected to be in the pre-qualifying round for Matt Madness this year, which is huge. I've been practicing this for a long time, but some of my Patreons wanted to make sure that I knew what I was talking about, so they sent me some samples. This one from Hoser. Appreciate you for this, Hoser. He sent some questions along with this. We've got some notes we're going to take as well, but everybody knows, let's pour these up and let's get into our traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. He used electrical tape on these. I don't know if I can get these open. Do I have a knife somewhere? I honestly might hurt myself doing this. Well, that was entertaining. Everybody knows traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. Whew, that's hot. That's right, this February the 17th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be on Matt Madness. If you don't know what Matt Madness is, Matt from ADHD Whiskey puts together a tournament-style bracket, a lot of fun. He sends samples out to the participants. They have to try it. He asks them random questions about the samples that they receive. Whoever gets the most points moves on. We are in the pre-qualifying round, so we're not in the bracket yet, but if we can get past this first round, that's going to be big, so let's get to practicing. Now, Hoser sent us 3 questions to answer about these whiskeys. I don't know anything about these. These are double blind. I don't know a thing. He asks, which 2 are from the same distiller? I like that question. So 2 of these up here are from the same distiller. Which is the oldest age statement? So we're going to try and guess age along the way as well. And place in order of proof high to low. So we're going to try and do that as well. At the end, I will place them in my order of favorite to least favorite, just to see what I like along the way. We're going to take some notes along the way. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 written down here. We're going to start with glass number 1. We need to know distiller, age, and proof. Let's try this out. As I mentioned off that first sip here, this definitely has a little bit higher of a proof point to it. I wrote down 128.6. Every point matters when you're talking about Matt Madness, so the closer you can get to that proof point, the more points that you can get. I don't know a distiller on this yet. We're going to try out the other ones before we start to talk about which ones could be the same distiller, but let's get into glass number 2 right now. Listen, I don't want to give all my tips and tricks away just in case some other YouTubers are watching this, but I'm going to say for this one, I wrote 105 proof when it came to this glass. I definitely think it's lower proof than this, but I think there is a little bit of proof just hiding in this glass. It seems easy to drink, but at the same time, I think it just drinks super easy while still having a pretty good proof point, only because you get a lot of good flavors on this as well. A lot of sweetness on the front. This seemed more like a high rye, where this is probably like a lower rye. If not, maybe like a wheated bourbon, maybe like a 46 cask strength or something like that from Maker's Mark, but we're going to find out. Let's get into glass number 3. I want to take one more sip of this just to see. That could very well be like a high proof wheated bourbon, maybe even like a Rebel cask strength, something like that. 105 is a little low for a cask strength, so I might change that, but let's try glass number 3 right now. Actually, this is glass number 4. I got these all mixed up. Let's go over to glass number 3. Here we go. That's got to be finished. That's got to be finished in something. He asks that question once in a while as well. Is this finished? I would say yes on this one. This is a higher proof point as well if I had to guess. I'm going to say this is in between 1 and 2 right now. So I'm going to say this is like 123. I think it's a little bit lower than 1 right here, but definitely higher than 2. Ooh, that's got some heat. Still good though. Still delicious. A little funkiness on that. Yeah, that one's just something different. Something different on that. Has to be a finish on that one right there. I feel like proof and age are the 2 things that I really have to nail down when it comes to this. Guessing bottles, guessing distilleries, very hard. There's a lot of bottles out there. There are a lot of great distilleries, so that's going to be difficult. You can definitely make up a lot of points that way, but I think the bread and butter is going to be proof and age, so that's really what I'm honing in on this blind right here. Glass number 4 is definitely the lowest proof. I'm going to say that's like mid-90s, like 90.4 proof, because I think it's like a Woodford, maybe like a Woodford double oaked, although I don't get the flavor profile that I get on a Woodford double oaked, but we'll keep trying this, only because of the darkness on this, right? Usually when you have a lower proof point, but still a lot of darkness behind that, you're talking double oaked or twice barreled or something like that, maybe like a Jim Beam blacked or extra age or something like that. It's definitely a lower proof point. I think 90 is a good proof point on that. That's also not my favorite, so it definitely seems like maybe it's something a little bit younger. Again, I think it's something younger and double oaked, but we'll find out here in a little bit. Let's go back through and make sure we have all the proofs right when it comes to these glasses. 4 could be higher than 1, but that finish is just throwing me off and it's making me second guess myself. But I told myself from the beginning, you got to stick with your gut. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, go with that. Don't change your mind. So I'm going to say that this is a lower proof point than this. And then these two right here, as of right now, is what I'm thinking are the same distillery, but I'm not sure about that because right now I have in my mind that this is Jim Beam. So maybe this is like a Jim Beam and this is a Booker's or something like that. But I don't think this is as high of a proof point as Booker's would be. So let's try it again. It's definitely not Booker's and it's definitely not 105 proof. I'm going to bump this up a little bit on my proof. It's not as high as these two, but it's definitely a little bit higher than 105 proof. Let's go with like 112. I'm going to say 112 proof on this. I'm going to stick with like 128 on 1 and 123 on 3 and still 90 proof down here. As of right now, that's what we're going to do with proof. So from highest proof to lowest proof, I'm going to say it's 1, 3, 2, 4. The next question is definitely the hardest one on this, and that's the oldest age statement. Only because I do think one of these is double oaked or at least twice barreled or something like that. But one for me seems like it's the oldest age statement. I'm going to guess, 100% a guess here, that this is like an Elijah Craig barrel proof, right? ECBP something, and that's Heaven Hill, and that's 12 years. So if there's something in here older than 12 years, I don't know what it is, but this one, number 1, is going to be my highest age statement at 12 years Elijah Craig barrel proof. So we have 2 of the 3 questions down, but we have to nail the last question, which is, which 2 of these come from the same distillery? I'm still set on like a Jim Beam pick for these 2 right here. This is like a lower end Jim Beam something, while this is one of their higher end, better products. And I think that's what I'm gonna go with. We have Heaven Hill here, and I don't think anything else is Heaven Hill. This one over here is finished, so I don't think it's anything that I can think of that would be finished, that would still taste like that. It's a different finish. Maybe there's 2 MGP products in here and this is like a finished MGP that I don't know about, but that's the only other guess that I would say is 2 MGPs or these 2 right here, which are 2 and 4 are Jim Beam, a lower end and a higher end. Let's think about this one more second though. See, I also thought Woodford on this 4th one as well. I put it at 90.4 proof. So if I think it's Woodford, is this one Woodford as well? And maybe not. So like, I'm thinking this is where I start to run through my own head. And you only have so much time on Matt Madness, right? You don't have 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to think about each glass. So you got to be on your game. And right now, I'm not on my game. Listen, we're going to be better tomorrow than we are today because of stuff like this. Let's keep that in mind. We're going to go through one more time. I'm going to answer all these questions. Then we're going to go over and see what the actual answers are. Number 3 is just throwing off everything in this blind, but I'm going to stick with it though. I'm going to say that 4 and 2 are the same distillery. He doesn't say pick the distillery. He just says which 2 are from the same distillery. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to say 2 and 4 are the same distillery. I'm going to say this is finished. And then I already gave you my order on proof. And I already gave you my 12 years on this one right here as the oldest age statement. Let's go find out what these are. We're not winning shit. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 was 128.6 proof on my guess, 134.6 proof. So what are we off there? 4 or 5? We're off 6 proof. So we'll still get some points, I think, but 6 proof is pretty bad in Matt Madness terms. I thought it was ECBP at 12 years. This is Old Forester single barrel. Single barrels are tough. You never know what you're going to get. Number 2 over here, I said 112 proof. This was 129.8 proof. You want to know how many proof that is different? A lot. $17.8 proof difference. That's no points. That's 0 points for me. 0. This is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel 2001 Master Distiller Collection. This is good. Never had it before. Number 3, I said 123 proof. This is 125 proof, people. That is 2 proof points different. That is big points right there. We're getting points off that right there. I will take it. This is Hooten Young 15 year. I've only had this one time before as a sample, so I don't have a lot to compare to Hooten Young, but I'm assuming the 15 year is the oldest one out of what we have here. This is pretty good. I thought this was finished. It's not. It's definitely different, but it's still pretty good. So proof we haven't been bad on yet. I said on proof it was number 1, 3, 2, 4, and as of right now, 1 was still the highest, 3 was not the second highest. 2 was actually the second highest, only by less than 5 points difference. And then 3 was that. And then number 4 was 100 proof, so that was 4th. So I switched 2 and 3, but that's it so far. Number 4 was 100 proof, I guess 90.4 proof, but I will say this. This is Jack Daniel's Bottled and Bond 100 proof, and I did say that this one and this one, which are both Jack Daniel's, are the same distillery. Now, did I say they were Jim Beam? Sure. Does that matter? No. The question was which two are the same distillery, and I got that question right, so that's points for me. Listen, was this our best showing? No. Was this our first showing? Yes. Do we have 16 more days to prepare? Absolutely. And we're going to take advantage of all 16 of those. If you want to help support me, check out the Patreon page, that link in the description below. Click that like and subscribe button here on the video. We're trying to get to 5,000 and we're oh so close. Come chat with us 24/7 on Discord. You'll find that link in the description below as well. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly and stay healthy, stay happy, stay drinking. Cheers, y'all. We're not going to lose.